following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Darrell Martin.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Glad to be back here at TFNN.com and streaming to you live inside the eSignal platform. And, of course, on your mobile phone at TFNN.mobi. Let's go ahead and check out where the markets are at right now. We got the S&P's up a few points. The Russell is down 1.5. We got NASDAQ down 2.25. We got the Dow is up 78. So a little bit of mixed results there on the indices. Looking on over at our metals, copper is currently up 2%. So some massive moves. We got gold is down 0.28, a little 0.25% there. We got silver down 0.49%. And let's see here. Check this out. Let's see. All right, so that's gets our metals caught up, and like I said, copper up 2%, and we got gold and silver down right now. So we got looking over at natural gas, it is up 2.5%, moving big today. Oil's up over 1%, so some really nice moves there. Looking at corn and soybeans, corn is up nearly 1%. We got soybeans up 2.25%, so some 22-point move on soybeans. Of course, you can trade all these on Nadex right here. Looking on over, we got pound dollar is just up slightly, up 11 pips. Euro dollar pretty flat on the day. I've had some interesting volatility going on, but euro pound currently flat. We got the dollar franc is down just a mere 8 pips on the day. And let's see what else we got going on that we can take advantage of. We got to see pound dollar. We got to looking over at the yen pair. We got US yen is down up 9 pips. Euro yen is up 13. Euro pound flat. Aussie yen up 14. Aussie dollar up 9. Bonds are up over 0.5% today, and the dollar index is down slightly. And then looking on over at the pound yen up 28 pips, euro franc down 20, pound franc down 36, and dollar CAD up 37 pips on the day. So Yellen obviously being one of the big topics of this morning. And so she was talking, everything was chopping. And so one of those things you got to always be aware of. Anytime she comes on and she testifies before Congress, they're analyzing every little word she says. They, meaning all traders, are watching on C-SPAN. And you can watch it too if you want to. But anyway, so while that happens, so she sort of, like things will start wavering, things will move around. And a lot of times you'll just get a lot of chop. And be aware, this is not just today, okay? So let me show you this so, you're aware of it, because I know a couple traders just got a little caught off guard on this one. Some knew about it, some didn't. But right there it says Fed Yellen testifying, okay? And if you click the little thing, I'm over here on Forex Factory. She's testifying before the Senate Banking Committee. Now, tomorrow, this is happening again. Okay, tomorrow, she will be testifying before the House Financial Services Committee. Now, it should not be as big because of a deal, because, she just talked yesterday. So there shouldn't be a lot of changing between A and B. Again, a prepared statement comes out. The text version is made available immediately on the Fed's website right at the start. So that will, have a little pop right there. But then they're going to do Q&A session. And so that volatility or that choppiness can come out of that Q&A based on what she says. So did it work the same yesterday? Let's go back or today, I guess. I'm sort of going yesterday there. So on this one, 2 parts, prepared statement released at the front. So again, the impact should be less because it's one day after Senate day 1, House day 2, same person talking, but new questions could come out. Okay. But this, is like sort of, was she talking about raising the interest rates? Well, that would increase the, dollar's value, right? You'd think. So, but we see the dollar index actually being a little bit weaker right now, but we see bonds being up. So just based on what she says, and you can go through and you can look at it all, and you can, Monday morning quarterback it. But the main thing is just be aware that stuff's happening, and leading up to it, often things will just sort of flatten out, waiting on it. Draghi was also speaking, so between 9 and 10. So he goes on there and he's talking about the 20-euro banknote. So this is Europe is starting quantitative easing. Okay, we got Japan committing to going all in, and then we got the U.S. pulling back. So all three of these things combined are really helping provide for some nice volatility. So enjoy it, okay? But just be aware whenever there's, these new unveilings that cause some, volatility. When there's Q&A sessions, that can easily cause some choppiness. And again, this same little setup is going to happen tomorrow. Draghi is going to actually be speaking later, though. They switch places. We've got the Bank of England governor speaking tomorrow morning at 5. Okay, so that'll be done if you're, a U.S. trader. That'll be worked out. And then Yellen's going to do her semi-annual testimony. She only does this twice a year. And then Draghi's going to come on. And now he's going to do his little testifying report before the European Parliament. Okay? So got to get all these things out of the way. But they're happening tomorrow. I want you to be aware of them. Make sure they're on your news plan. Okay? So... And let's see here. Let me add this just to make sure. I want to put a note on my own, so you should be stopping and putting a note on yours. And tomorrow's. There we go. All right, those are very important ones that you're going to want to have up. So make sure you go ahead and put those on there, get them in, and just be aware that those are happening, because I don't want you to get caught off guard. Okay? Now, what else do we got? So we got, gold was doing, quite a bit of wavering. Just some headlines for you. So in our general news headlines that I like to cover with you. And just gold wavering as she gets back up. It gets back up to 1,200. And, we got some big technical levels going on, 1190.4. And, but, metal traders with gold at $1,200 an ounce. Obviously, that's just a nice round number. And could be pushing on up to 1210. Looking on over consumer confidence, pulling back from a multi-year high. So let's check that out. If we go on back into today and we got our consumer confidence report, we can see the historical releases came in at 96.4 with that multi-year high that came in January, 102.9. And so we're starting to see a pullback on that. We haven't had 102.9 since 2007. Okay, it was actually popped up at 105 and then started pulling back down. It's 112, 103. It was going up, 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 up. July 2007, 112. Then August 2007, 105. And then it started dipping down and went, down in the 30s. So we just did it up, 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 up to 102. And now we just drop back down to 96.4. So that can be a telling, leading, fundamental indicator of potentially, is the market, are people starting to really get this negative view on the market, even with all these highs and everything else that have been created as of late. Canadian stocks liked what Yellen had to say. So they popped on up, and good news for them, I guess. And so the TSX climbing on up over there as they talk about eventual interest rate increases and rate hikes on a meeting-by-meeting basis. The last the reports I've been looking at, Goldman is basically predicting the September will be when they actually decide to go ahead and increase interest rates. Somebody has to be the first one to do it. And obviously we'll be way first compared to everybody else, since, Australia and others have actually still continued lowering and increasing quantitative easing, like I said, in Japan, and new quantitative easing programs starting over in Europe. We got the Dow pushing up at all-time highs. We got the stocks and S&P edging up to record highs based on our comments. So so obviously not really rocking the FX pairs too hard. And dollar getting a little weaker as she's talking there overall. Yeah, we talked about a couple things. She talked about currency manipulation. It needs to be addressed. Which, I mean, talk about the pot calling the kettle black, okay? I mean, she is the currency manipulator. She has her hand on the lever. But obviously talking about how other people are addressing, obviously manipulating their currencies. So, but not the U.S. so much. But, yeah, it needs to be addressed. No, I mean, just keep moving it around. We'll keep trading it. But, it's just, I thought that was sort of funny when I saw she's like, currency manipulation really needs to be addressed. And it's like, you exist for basically that purpose, to supposedly keep inflation in check at a 2% mandate, which doesn't include food, housing, energy, things that you need to live. As long as it's everything else but what you need, then it's okay that they inflate it, or don't inflate it. It's okay if they inflate the food and everything else. So that doesn't make any sense. And then they can print money like crazy and kill your savings account because that money you need for food and gas and everything else, of course, is worth less. But literally. And but she goes in and is like, hey, we really need to address this whole currency manipulation thing. It's like, can you review your job title again? Because that's pretty much what it is. Currency manipulator. So I don't know how she's going to fix the problem without resigning and closing the Fed at the same time. Which is not going to happen. So, basically, other things she pointed, labor market is not fully healed. That was obviously very revealing to everybody. But nothing really, life-shattering, life-changing, anything that she said. Oil went ahead and popped on up. Libya, and I know I was reading on Libya and several of the other countries, they're shutting down some of their oil fields. Some of them are going in, and they just went in and shut it off. So, and basically right here, crude oil futures rose on Tuesday on news that production had stopped at Libya's largest oil field. Libya shut down because of a power cut, dealing another blow to export from the embattled OPEC member nation. Also, so lending support to crude was news that Greece's Eurozone partners had approved the government reform plans, therefore extensions, all this other stuff. And of course, we got oil inventory reports and all that. But the really interesting thing here, I mean, it's like this is a way to not limit supply, but shut down a plant for whatever reason. A lot of the, over in Africa, I mean, their cost is like $120 a barrel, and they don't have the money to weather the storm. So, their plants are going to start shutting down. So even if, Saudi can weather the storm because they want to basically lower the cost to hurt the American companies that are doing so much exports competing with them now, these other nations themselves can't weather that storm and automatically will reduce supply, which will raise cost, despite Saudi Arabia's efforts to try to hurt American companies by keeping prices low. Stay right there. We'll be back right after this break.
Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, the Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Check out the new look of Tiger TV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com. Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, folks, going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And, all right. So, looking at so many different things right now, just analyzing all the different markets. And going through, let me see here, pull this on back up. All right. So yeah, anyways, we were talking about labor and we're talking about oil, talking about Libya shutting down their largest plant and that rocketing oil up. I think we're going to see the same thing happen over in Africa where they don't have the money to weather the storm. I mean, they can't, they're already losing money. They went from like 30 million down to like 1.7 million barrels of export to the U.S. Because we're obviously just not buying it from them at those rates because we can get it cheaper from our own and from everybody else. So I think, it's going to be interesting. Like, could it go down to $20-30 a barrel? Yeah, it could. But the reality is there's not, there are so many other exporters that can't afford that eventually they're just going to shut down their wells. We do the same thing here in the U.S., natural gas. So when it drops low enough, they just cap it off. And once enough of them are capped off because the price goes down enough, then guess what? The supply goes down, the price goes up, and they get uncapped and more production is made. And as that meets that, demand and starts exceeding it, then of course the price starts dropping and, the cycle goes back and forth. No OPEC is required to cap off a natural gas well, right? So it's the same thing on oil. OPEC or no OPEC is really almost in a sense becoming a thing of the past because there's so many exporters. You got, Russia exporting. You have obviously multiple states there over in the Arab Peninsula. You have Africa and all of the countries there that have oil exports, and of course you have the U.S. with all of its fracking technology for natural gas and oil, both helping to greatly increase it. And then now looking at the whole in Canada and the pipeline, and as all that stuff comes into play, there's going to be so many players that OPEC itself is not going to be able to control it. If price drops enough, people are going to stop producing, and price is going to rise back up. So I do think OPEC will be a thing of the past. I think they sort of shot themselves in the foot a little bit by trying to bring it down so low. I think there were some good things to it by trying to hurt ISIS, trying to address some of the issues with Russia and Iran. But in reality, again, once it gets too low, there's going to be a supply drop. And, some can and some can't weather that storm. And those that can't will ensure, just by shutting down that thing, bring the price on back. But today, really, everything seems to be moving a lot based on Yellen's, little comments, everything she's been saying. And so looking on over here, just over at the last, got the last month chart up. And like I said, just a little bit of choppiness this morning, depending upon what charts you were trading, but still plenty of great trades. I myself prefer to pull the trends versus the scalps, but I know a lot of traders love the scalps. This morning itself was just, a little choppier, had, nice little, long trade, nice short trade, flat trade, small loss. I mean, just not a whole lot going on. Man, a little quiet, just a quiet day, all in all. Looking on over at, say, oil and checking out what's going on there. With all the topics, we can go in through maybe a couple FX pairs. But, we already talked about Yellen's remarks. And so right here, oil, if you're looking at more of a trender mentality, let me see here. I think my connection needs well, we look good on that, but it's sort of weird. We got, what is happening here? Okay, right here. Oh, there's a lockup on it. I know why. That's pretty easy to fix. Here we go. Let me change one thing. Did an update. I just reinstalled something, and I think I forgot to do an update on a couple contracts. So let me put that back on over there. I also got to get my natural gas updated. And then we can pull it on up and check it out together. Okay, so get that out of the way and get natural gas out of the way. And now let's flip on over here. And we'll review this when we get back right after this break. Stay right there, okay?
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All righty, folks, welcome back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Checking out oil right now. It's been a great time on oil. Today was just, like I said, a little choppy. That's yellow comments coming in and making it just a little more challenging with all the flips happening and everything else to trade oil this morning. So, that one was just a little bit tougher, and that's why I told some traders this morning, I was like, hey, watch out, yelling stuff is going to cause things to be a little bit more choppy. And I backed off personally from trading. I know some did and some didn't. So some did well. I saw some people that did great. I saw some people that's like, hey, man, it was just hard because they're just flipping back and forth. Let's look at some of the currency pairs. We got euro dollar. I mean, you see there's just not near as many ticks going on right here on the euro. And this is just looking at the past month. But, got some decent trades, actually. Euro dollar actually worked out okay. Really only got like one solid trade and basically one flat trade this morning. We got one that's currently open right now. We'll see how that one turns on out. With the euro heading south, only up half a deviation, so we definitely have room to move on down to 12.69 potentially on this trade. We'll go on over. Let's check out the pound dollar. So pound dollar, we got some early morning trades and then really nothing happening. Just very, very quiet. So a couple small trades, two, like I said, winning trades earlier in the morning, and then, a couple smaller trades not working out as well. And let's see what other charts on my list I wanted to pull up. Let's see if I've been working on getting DX all working. Let's see if it's working yet. Some of the new stuff I've been trying to pull up. Still not pulling in for me. So very annoying. Let me try removing the deviations on here. I'm going to take a screenshot of this because I've been trying to get DX pulling in, and for some reason it's been giving me, I think, some weird ice issue. And every once in a while you got to program around it with API and get in there and grab it. And I love trading DX. So, but for some reason my deviation's not pulling up on that one yet, but I will have that solved today. Let's see if I pull the levels off. If I can at least get, yeah, it's just all not, I just got to get it back into the API. Okay, we'll put it back on. We'll come back to that one after I get it fixed today, and we'll check it out on Thursday. Let's go over, look at a couple other markets. Let's pull up the gold contracts and check that out. Also soybean, because it was rocking and rolling earlier. So once I get that loaded, let's see here, pull that up. Give me 1 minute, and I'm just going to put a little note in. Let's see. All right, so we got gold going on. Checking out gold this morning again. Right, during Yellen's thing going on this morning, choppiness happening. Did have some nice runs though. As far as this morning, I mean, we got a nice little short down there. I had one that reversed and got us a little bit. Had a good, another great short, little long. Pretty much a flat trade up there. Great run up, but then this choppiness when the Q&A session started. And just verifying, some times on that to put things, in perspective this morning. Because this is, I don't just want to teach you things to look at. Like Monday morning quarterbacking is always nice. I did actually call this out this morning. But I want to teach you, like, is there anything, one of the steps I have, my last step in trading, I have like 12 steps to trading. And my last step in trading is survey. And is there anything I did right that I should repeat? Anything I did wrong that I should not repeat? And is there anything that I can learn from today that I can use in the future? So, like one of those things that, maybe you have on your list today is looking at, okay, well, let's see, looking at today and looking at when Yellen was speaking at 10, and understanding that, okay, there's going to be a release that comes out, and then there's going to be a Q&A session. Okay, that release, the link right there is on the Fed. You can actually go in there and find it. Okay. And then you can go to C-SPAN and you can, if you want to watch the testimony. All right. It'll be on C-SPAN 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, but there it is right there. Yellen testimony on monetary policy. You can watch it live if you want to. Sometimes it's better to sit back and watch those things to keep your hands off the buttons. Okay. And just, you actually get to hear it versus just read some, news story on it. So one, you could pull that up on cspan.com and go over and look at it, and then maybe on C-SPAN 1, 2, or 3 or whatever. But again, what's the choppiest part? The question part. We go over here and we look at, oil, what happened? Well, when it first came out, okay, it sort of shot down, gold shot down, shot up, and then the Q&A part starts getting deeper and deeper. And then all of a sudden it starts getting choppy. Okay? So, if you were watching, then as that Q&A starts happening, you start seeing a couple chops, you back off. And don't be surprised to see some, a couple decent moves right at the outset on the trade. So just something to, write down. This only happens twice a year, but if you put it in your survey book, put it in your log book, and you're like, hey, Yellen testimonies, or Draghi, who were they speaking to? What was it about? And does this happen again so I can use it in the future? Some other markets that we can look into. Let's see here. That's gold. We got oil. Let's pull that oil chart back up. I want to pull that up one more time. As I said, it was choppy, but I want to pull it up and look at a couple things on it. And, I look at different. I also look at 10 ticks. We could pull that up. See if that cleans things up. That's the other setting that I'll use when I'm using oil over here. Go into it. And this is without scalping turned on. This is just basic, grabbing the trend. Not bad. 4,700 ticks in the last month. But anyways, diving on in, looking at 10 ticks. Does drop down the expectancy a little bit. Actually did do a little better as far as grabbing some scalps, but it's a lot of back and forth this morning. So whereas, normal days, I mean, we're, grabbing it, right? So, I mean, you can see just the blue lines are profit, the red lines are the chop. Look at that chop that's happening in the afternoon. Okay, the big money happening in the morning. Once you make that big money, you stop because you don't want to give it back. But, and, with the 2-to-1 reward to risk, so not too shabby. But, yeah, I mean, today it's a choppy day, but let's look at the time of when the release is coming out. Let's see, this morning we had some nice moves, but then going into 10 o'clock, the release comes out. Right here, we took a profit, took a loss, took a profit, took a loss, took a loss, took a profit, took a profit, took a profit, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I mean, it was just, you're just sort of churning at that point, just racking up commissions is about it. So if you start a little earlier, would have came out okay. But if you start a little bit later, down up a little bit either way, but making your broker happy, and that's about it. So that's like, let's find a different market, or let's just back off. So some of the best things you can do is just take your dog on a walk and go to the park or whatever. Or one of my traders says she just loves to go shopping when it's a bad day in the market because she'll walk away. She won't trade. When she sees something like that, she's like, this isn't even worth my day. I'm at break even right now. She's like, I'd rather go spend the money somewhere where I can have something for it. And then come back on a day that's more normal. So, it's wanting to trade well versus simply wanting to be right and make money every second. Now, there also is an advantage of trading multiple markets. So, as you look at multiple markets and you go in and you start learning at multiple markets and how to trade them, then, certain things aren't going to be as impacted. So you may be able to go in and take advantage of those markets and look at them. And if you can trade different markets, sometimes it's your ags, sometimes it's your indices, sometimes it's your metals. Over here right now, I mean, again, I need to roll that one over too, it looks like. But let's see here. And these aren't even settings I pulled up. I just randomly threw them on there. Not near as many trades on soybeans because it's just not as volatile of a market overall. But let's see here. Let me go in and make sure on soybeans, because it's just a nice move today, so that it might be fun to look at it. But we should be over like on the more liquid May contract. And so let me pull that up. Pretty sure it's May. I may double check it, but I'm pretty sure May is the market we want to be on. And the way I verify it, when you're trading futures, is I hop on in, CME group. Yeah, there we go. A little more volatility going on. But you go in, you go to agriculture, hop on over, check out what you're looking for, say soybeans, for instance, and then just look at the volume. And what month is the volume in? The volume. I mean, there's enough volume in March to trade March, but there's obviously the big volume right now is in May. So, so ideally for tighter liquidity, et cetera, you'd be looking at that. We've got some good trades. We have another short trade happening right now in progress. Let me add toolbar shortcut so I can draw some stuff here. And going on over here, going short. So we're short there. We're currently, and it's looking still like it's going. So basically at 6 points down right there. A little choppy, up, down this morning. Not as pretty as I would like to see it. Like I said, I haven't even optimized settings on soybeans. I haven't traded it in a while. But with the volatility it's starting to have again, might start popping in there a little bit more. But anyways, nice short trade on that one. Now, a lot of these you can't even trade them in the morning because they're not open. I mean, you can't, like, it's weird to trade early morning ags. They go a little bit nuts on you. But I'll have to look at that. We'll have to dive in and grab some soybeans and corn notes and parameters for you. Let me post that to one of my traders here. And we'll find some more optimized settings for those. But it's just I love having, if I can have ags, metals, energies, currencies, interest rates, and indices, domestic and international, then I have a very wide variety to choose from in, like I said, various market settings. Let's see. Oil inventory day. We got oil inventory going on. So let me pull that up. Back over here. We'll dive into it. And let's see here. So we're going to have oil inventory coming out at 10:30. So be aware of that. There's different ways to trade it. You can look at, range-bound trades like butterflies, iron butterflies specifically, where it stays within the range. You need to know your expected high to low range on that. And you do want the extremes on that one. You can also look at, strangles or straddles where it breaks out. Or you could even, if you got, very fast connection. I mean, you could try directionally trading it if you're going to directionally trade. So such as I use Trend Catcher here, Apex Strategy. If you're going to directionally trade it, this is really where you want to get that ultimate hedge strategy down that I teach. So you go in, you got a long coming on, oil inventory's coming out like in the next 5 minutes. All right. That's where you'd want, if you're going to leave on your long future, that's where you'd want to put on that short spread to cover your butt. Okay. So you don't need one that expires in a long time. You literally just need one that's going to cover you past the inventory report. So ideally like an hour. And it comes out at 10:30. So literally 11 o'clock would actually even be sufficient. Okay. Often it'll go down in reverse. If you have a little more time, you could do 12. So if you want to trade directionally on it, choose an 11, ideally even a 12. It's not too expensive. You can get one that has a nice strike that's close to where the market's at. You can define your risk. Maybe even you can lock in some profit because you're already in the trade. So by putting that spread on, you may be able to lock in some of that profit. And if it keeps flying, if it flies in your direction, you make a killing. If it flies against you, you put an insurance policy on your head and have a very smaller risk to the downside. And you'd need 10 spreads to equal one oil future. You need 5 to equal one mini oil, like QM. Okay, because every spread, every tick is worth $1. And so 10 ticks equals $10, or 10 contracts times one tick would equal $10. So therefore, on oil, one tick equals $10. You need 10 spreads at $1 a tick for that to equal $10 to hedge you off. And we could get some nice moves. With Libya closing down its factory, with Yellen testifying not only today but again tomorrow. With there's this call for an emergency, meeting on OPEC. Again, of course, the ones calling it are the ones in Africa that can't afford to do it. They don't actually have the authority to make anything happen. They just have the authority to call a meeting. With all these things happening, we could have some nice movement on the oil inventory tomorrow. So it could really be a great trade. Just make sure whatever you're doing, you have a defined risk method. Even if it's futures, just make sure you're doing, like buying a spread or selling a spread depending on what direction you're going. And people get all wrapped up in the spreads and what is it and how different is this? And think about Friday expiration calls and puts, okay? It's the same thing. You don't have to worry about assignment risk, you're not actually calling or putting anything to anybody or to getting put to you. But the pricing model is the exact same, except for you have an expiration that's in 2 hours. So you're not paying for all the premium and you're getting all the gamma. So, just some things to think about there. All right, stay right there. We'll be back right after this break.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And looking on over what else we got on the list to cover. I got a whole big list here. Let's see. So we talked about trading oil inventory. Got back from vacation. It was great to be on vacation with the wife, grandma, and my sister-in-law took care of the kids. So we got to get away. They got to have fun playing with their cousins and everything. Went out to Puerto Rico, and beautiful territory of the U.S. Islands, which, by the way, Nadex is now available for people in Puerto Rico to be able to trade, which is great. Went out to the island of Vieques, which is amazing. And I need to get some of my pictures up on the computer I can show you, but let's see here if I can do Vieques, Puerto Rico, bioluminescent bay. Here we go. This is the bioluminescent bay that we went in. We went in there a couple nights, and you can just see, like, this is literally what happens as you're going through the water. It lights up when you touch it. We actually went out with Abe, so very cool guy. And this happened to just pull up when I pulled it up. But Abe snorkeling there is right on the beach there in Esperanza, and we went over, and you can't do it unless you stay on that island because there's no ferries that leave in the evening. So we were on the mainland, and then we ended up getting another hotel at the same time. over on Vieques. We stayed there for really 3 days. We got there one day and stayed 2 nights. And anyway, so as you're going through, as you're touching like the water, as your paddles are hitting the water, as fish swim through the water, you see all the rays. One night it actually started. The views are amazing. I think it's the most beautiful spot on earth I've ever seen. And you can see like what it looks like. I mean, if you're actually in the water. And they don't let you get in anymore because they're protecting it, which I think is good. Just all the oils and stuff on people. We saw a stingray going through the water, so that Life of Pi thing. I mean, it sort of looked like that. I mean, stingray going through the water and lighting up. And a couple other things. It started raining while we were out there, which, I mean, like once you've been on an island for a while, you're in carriage, whatever. And but it was awesome. It was like this. This is actually maybe a decent shot of it. Yeah, you can see like right here, all this. I mean, it's just like this lightning light fire thing. I mean, just every single drop's lighting up the bay of water that comes down. It wasn't a hard rain; it was just sprinkles, but it was absolutely amazing. If you ever go there, it's the brightest spot on Earth, brightest bioluminescent bay on Earth is on Vieques in Puerto Rico. There's another one on the main island in Puerto Rico, and then there's like a couple others throughout the world that are either not as bright or they're just seasonal, but this one is always like this year around. And definitely recommend it. Take the ferry over. You can stay at hostels. We stayed at really cute little, I don't know, like basically they had like 4 houses, and it's like Swiss Family Robinson. I mean, they had kitchens up. I was making food out of the kitchen and cooking and everything, and laying on the hammocks and getting up watching the sunrises, and just an amazing place to visit. And everybody speaks Spanish and English. I speak a little bit of Spanish. I'm in Texas, right? But mostly English. But everybody, and friendly people. And there's another shot of like the rain right there. See how it splashes out like that? We were. It's funny. We had a Jeep and we had a moped. So depending on where we were going and what kind of vehicle we needed. And when we were on it, we got this little scooter. It's not quite a moped, I guess, but scooter or whatever. My wife has this backpack on, and she had a bag tied to it, and it basically blew out. Everything came out of the bag, and we stopped to get everything. And some little lady came over her house, gave us a bag. I was like, "Hey, here's a new bag for you to help you out." I mean, just very friendly people. But anyways, glad to be back. And I'll be talking about the New York Trading Expo coming up. Tommy's going to be there. Nadex is going to be there. I'm going to be there. We'll talk about that on Thursday. Y'all have a great day.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. You're watching Tiger TV.